Hey guys, welcome back to World of Warships. I'm your host Ruen, but check this out. So I've been really busy on 12-hour days and moving into our new home and getting everything situated. I had a flood on Sunday. It was a mess. It's been monsoon raining in the Midwest where I live, and let's just say flash flood warnings everywhere. My computer is still up on a chair. It's been ridiculous. And on top of that, I've had 12-hour days. I had to, get a neighbor friend to come help and increase the grade of ground around my house so where the water would flow away from the foundation. And ever since then, I haven't really had any flooding, which is good. But Ranked Battles is here. And so I've been playing around with the Cleveland, the Edinburgh, and the Alabama, but I am loving the Alabama. And this is why. So I was listening to a podcast from one of the news situations that I listen to while I do things just kind of off camera and everything. And I wasn't really wanting to record anything today, but I mean, holy crap, I had an amazing game. I was the last hope, but I guess you don't get an award for that, for being the last hope anymore, or do you? Weird. Maybe not in Ranked Battles, but I felt like I did an amazing job. So Ranked Battles is going. I just barely started in the matches and everything, guys. Yeah, 19. So not the greatest. I'm sure, all of these guys, they did their best and everything. But check this out. The detailed report was just so funny, I just had to share. So I got a Kraken. And there are 7 guys in the enemy team. So basically, I shot and killed every single guy for my Kraken. I didn't shoot the other 2 guys. I didn't even know where they're... I think there was a... what was it? It was like a North Carolina. Yep, right there. And was it a destroyer? Yeah. And the Z guy. So this guy and this guy I didn't touch. But everybody else, I was like, hey, here's my awesome cannons. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Yeah. Maybe we should do a little bit of news or something that's going on. So I've kind of ended out taking a hiatus for about 2 weeks. I uploaded some silent recording videos of the Monster Hunter stuff that I had pre-recorded forever ago. Well, not really forever ago, but when I first bought the game and I was getting things or getting into those things and everything, and I put those in the channel. But a lot of our other daily videos and everything has gone to the wayside because of the amount of work in RL that I am doing, and also my son is getting to be the age of 2, and he is super wanting daddy to play Lego and to play dinosaurs and play herd. He's got a whole bunch of deer and moose and buffalo, and he loves nature shows. We like to watch Planet Earth 2, Blue Planet. He really loves his nature shows, and he can tell you basically in one-word sentences which ones, ibex and oryx. He doesn't really finish the end of some of them, he doesn't say oryx, he says or, but he says braba bra for big brown buffalo. So I mean, he's not quite 2. He's still working on things. He knows all of his colors though, which is super cool, and can count to 4. So that's enough me daddy boasting on that one. Let's see what else is going on. Let's take a look at our amazing Alabama, you are amazing. All hail, glorious Alabama. I was like, why am I zoomed into your mast? And I was like, oh, because I'm on the flags. Let's see, what's going on? So this is my history of today, so you can kind of understand my struggles. Yeah, rough goings. This one I think was a pretty good one. Let's see. Yeah, oh, this one. Okay, so guys, this was an extremely passive game. Notice how all of us are still alive, and we only killed 2 of them. And the map was ridiculous. The amount of It was on. Can we see where? Yeah, Northern Lights. But the position of the caps were like in a special way to where I basically hung out underneath or behind an island and just shot fiery death on people. I got like 90,000 for that one. That was, whatever. I was third. I ended up getting third, but I felt so passive in that. It was ridiculous. Let's go ahead and go to... this defeat was terrible. I'll show you this one. So I went to A solo, basically, because we had an AFK Atago. Where are you? This guy. This guy was like AFK for the first 3 minutes of the match and then joined us. These guys worked really well together. They were a team. All of them did really great in retrospect to our team, which kind of like we went down to C because we were up in the north. So, I said, 2 guys or 2 cruisers to the C because that's a whole bunch of islands and stuff like that. And the rest go to A because that's more open water. And like all of our battleships will be able to share HP and focus fire and do all this teamwork, right? And we actually had carriers, which was really interesting. But this carrier commander proved to be a little bit more superior in the sense of he had 2 fighters versus his 1. He had 2 torpedo bombers versus his 1. He had more, or then they had the same dive bombers. But, I mean, it's really tricky. Carrier stuff really needs to get a rework. I just saw a Natsu video about that coming soon-ish, but expect that to be in the public test realm in the near future. And then they're not going to launch it out or let anybody buy more carriers until, the premium ones, until they fix it and balance it and everything. And hopefully it changes things up, because I got really frustrated earlier today. Me and Unit 23 were playing, and let me just tell you, really frustrating game was in my Lexington. I was fighting I can't pronounce the name, but the Tier 8 Japanese one. Is that the Shikaku or whatever? That guy, he, I have a cat on my mouse, so hold on. I have a 13-point captain for my Enterprise and my Lexington. This is my captain's build, so I have, I'm working on some points to get this guy, so then, I can have the strike ability a little bit faster, I think, is what I'm going for. I'm not too sure. I'm still kind of wishy-washy on which ones are like the best ones, but I have, I have the dogfighting expert, and I have all the stuff that you need really to kind of have a good thing. And I thought, right, if I remember correctly, the whole reason why the American lines got screwed is because, your planes are so powerful compared to, the Japanese planes and like all this crap. I don't even want to hear it, because the guy, without even trying, outmatches me in planes. And then if they go into the fighter deck build or whatever, not only do they have the same strike loadout as I do, but they have 2 more fighter squadrons versus my 1 fighter squadron. And I don't know about you, but trying to force protect your strike, plus also defend against, the enemy team spotting and gaining intelligence, and also trying to, shoot down his strike craft and everything, it's just way too much to manage with only 4 planes. Or, 4 squadrons. And it's just super, So I can't wait for the rework. I was just doing a co-op battle earlier in my Enterprise and was fumbling all over myself because 6. I was like, So if anything, I might do some Enterprise gameplay and get better at that in the near future. But man, guys, I just don't know what to tell you when it comes to carrier stuff. I really loved my Ranger. I had an awesome time playing my Ranger. But when I got into the Lexington Tier 8, then you go Tier 8, 9, and 10, and then you get really screwed because you might get a Lexington on the enemy team. That's cool. But then you have Montanas and, Des Moines and, Worcesters and Seattles, and you're just like, I can't do anything but go after the enemy carrier. And it's just, I really don't think that carriers should be... Well, here's how I would fix this when it comes to carrier gameplay in the midterm or in the short term before they rework it and make it like whatever that they're supposed to do. I would personally have the preferential matchmaking that they have for World of Tanks for all carriers. That means if you're a 6, you fight a 6. And you're in at least middle tier. And that's how I would do it. So, like, you know how they do it when you know, if you're tier 6, you can have 5, or tier 5, 6, and 7 in your match. Well, actually, no. That's if you're 6, you can have up to 8. So you can have, it's like 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 would be a thing. I would limit that to be a 5, 6, 7 tier thing. Just an example to show you guys. And in that way, your planes aren't defaultly useless when you get out-tiered by the other, you know, ships on the map. You know, like, if I'm in my Independence and I'm, you know, and there's a Gneisenau, I still kind of maybe have a chance at dropping bombs or doing torpedoes on a Gneisenau. Now, reverse that, right? And let's say it's a tier 8, like the North Carolina. No way. Get out of here. Tier 6 planes versus North Carolina. Get out of here. So that's just my thing. What they should do is have preferential matchmaking for the carriers, so Lexington doesn't have to face the tier 9 or tier 10 carriers, because I've had a match like that too. That was lame, to where I was not only bottom tier in the match with everybody being tier 10s, but I also was fighting the Midway. So I was like, what the heck? I'm tier 8. This should not happen. Maybe that was a bug. I don't know. I haven't had it since then, but then again, I haven't really been playing a whole lot of carriers. But anyway, I am doing ranked battles in my off time when I can. Today I had off, so I'm actually recording this during the time that I would normally be at work. I should probably be doing like one of those RPGs. We have to do a lot of Shadow of War stuff. So Shadow of War news, I'm probably just going to make this kind of like, you know, ranked battle season thing started for me, and like life channel news or something. I'll figure out a title. But so when it comes to the RPGs and everything, that's on hold as well. I'm going to try to do something eventually. But we have a lot of videos, I must say. Our population has actually grown a few subscribers since I have started moving and gotten hit this heavy with this overtime. This overtime is not going to last. I should be maybe done with it in a month or less. But I could probably, once we get a little bit more settled here, start putting out content on the weekends and kind of trying to space them out for you guys during the weekday so you guys have something to view. But there was a new patch and stuff for Hellborn, added a map that me and Unit 23 wanted to get into and do that. We didn't do that this weekend. Oops. We ended up doing ships. And, I was terrible. Anyway, what else is going on? War Thunder, a lot of new people have joined the Discord and everything. Some for the RPG aspects, other for War Thunder and the like. And I must say, it was cool. I got a whole bunch of 3.0 planes, but my tanks kind of really suck. And I was looking to get more into that, but then we moved, and I haven't touched War Thunder since then. I haven't touched a lot of things since the move. I haven't touched Shadow of War. I haven't touched any of my games, basically, except for maybe, like, some dungeon crawlery things for, like, 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there, and some ships whenever off-camera with the guys. So if you guys want to come hang out, come join the Discord. And then you guys can see who's playing what, because there are a few people earlier on today that were playing ships, and then later me and Jason were playing ships and stuff. Got to get back into planes. That's a thing too. World of War planes. I wanna specialize in the Corsairs and do all of our tier 6, 7, and 8 Corsairs and get them all up into the specialist category and check out that, because we haven't done that yet. But honestly, a lot of the guys got upset with that patch. It kind of made the pay-to-win power creep and or ridiculousnesses, words, a little strong. Let's maybe talk about that a little bit. I don't know if I have, when it comes to the World of Warplanes 2.0 patch that they did to add those specializations and stuff. I'm kind of, mediocre on that still. Like, I have had some good games. Fortunately for me, the Tier 6 Corsair does have a mobility consumable that I can pop to, get a little bit more maneuverability in on a dogfight and maybe one-up the player that I'm fighting against or the NPC. But the issue that I have with warplanes right now is that regardless of player skill or the ability to do whatever you can do aerobatic-wise in an arcade-like simulation airplane game, which is what warplanes is, if you want a more realistic kind of thing to where if you pull a hard, left, you might rip off some flaps. Go play War Thunder. That's kind of interesting. But, within the arcade archetype, it's like if you don't play a turn and burn plane, don't dogfight one-on-one or head-on or low to the ground or anything, because you get your zeros and you get your Spitfires, and no matter what you do, you can't dodge them. Unless you have that consumable and unless you have a team member that is shooting at them too, maybe you're playing the whole bait and switch kind of thing to where like one of you looks helpless while the other one swoops in and like wrecks their face before you die, which is a tactic that some people use when they are in flights, which maybe we will use, because I get really annoyed from seeing just a whole bunch of Spitfires or a whole bunch of zeros or a whole bunch of like, I've got 90 plus maneuverability without even trying with zero skill, and it's just kind of like, man. And whereas like in War Thunder, like I was in my Corsair, like it's like a 3.0 or like whatever, and man, she's a lot more maneuverable than in World of Warplanes. Now, of course, they're different games, but I'm just saying, like when it comes to air quotes realism, it's a video game. Calm down, Ruen. I know. But I'm just saying. Realistic to a point, maybe, please. Like, can we get more back to, player skill versus, like, that's kind of like playing one of those speed games and I'm in a van and you're in a Porsche and we're drag racing. Like, what? It doesn't even make any sense, right? So then, like, when it comes to all of these planes that have like way more absurdly more maneuverability than you, it's just, and they're at the same tier, it's just kind of like, how is it possible that you can have a fighter, speaking to you, tier 5 premium Corsair, be, that bad of a turn rating and stuff like that against like the same tier Spitfire and stuff like that when, World War II history, if memory serves me correctly, like our Mustangs and our Corsairs were like some of the best planes fielded, and yet, now don't get me wrong, Spitfires were amazing, but yet they're not represented as being amazing. And this is another little annoyance news that I have about wargaming in general, is what is up with them going, oh look, it's American line, let's nerf it. Like, what? I kind of feel like the American trees on all of their games, whether it's tanks, planes, or ships, that it's like the paladin of World of Warcraft, because Blizzard just always nerfs the paladin first. And I just feel like that's what wargaming does to the American lines. They're just like, you know what? I don't really like that Sherman too much. Let's make her extremely squishy. Now, granted, Shermans were kind of squishy, but there were like, some tougher Shermans out there as the war progressed. But I just don't feel that they do any of the American stuff like justice. Like, our 50 cals on our Mustangs are completely weak sauce unless you're using the universal ammo. I could go on for hours, guys. I just wanted to show you a quick little thing about my awesome and amazing battle that I had in my Alabama. Let's look at it again while we sit here and ramble. But, I don't know, guys. Sometimes I just feel like the American lines get the nerf hammer often without people reassessing other nations' issues and faults. Like, yeah. I can't really think of one that I would like to see nerfed. I'm trying to think. Ooh, here's the thing. I was playing the Iron Duke earlier today, and like that amazing, awesome heal that allegedly the British get? I don't have that. Is that like after tier 5? Because I only have the Iron Duke. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about my rambling and my news. And, hit that like button if you are, waiting for more content. I know I'm going to try to do some more. I'm not even quite sure if this is going to go up there, because it is 4 o'clock in the morning and I am rambling for 20 minutes. So I'm not too sure if you guys like that. Also, if you guys want me to do or are interested in some sort of gaming news, I don't want to say podcast, but like a recorded discussion to where we kind of have like a round table of what's all the games currently coming out that we are kind of excited for, and your take on, or the people's takes on various different kind of games that are about to be coming out, or what we're currently playing, or what kind of episodes are on in the channel. We can talk about various different matches, or we can do something that kind of resembles a little bit of a roundtable-y kind of event, where we kind of sit down and we have a discussion on all the cool games that are coming out or being played, or we're just having so much fun in this, or what's going on in the RL server and all the other stuff for everybody. Maybe that's like a cool thing that we want to check into. I'm not too sure. Let me know in the comments down below if you think that is a good idea or not. Because maybe that is a good idea for like once or twice, but then it could be really kind of old. Maybe. I don't know. But me and Unit 23 and Hassan and Mega do that crap anyway, off camera anyway. So, I mean, if we want to record our conversations and just maybe keep the language to a PG rating, then that would be kind of cool. I don't know, guys. I had a really awesome game with Jason earlier today, but I can't use the audio because he was being so naughty. So bad, Jason. Bad. Anyway, guys. Thank you so much for watching all of our videos. And if you are new to the channel, you can hit that like button. You can subscribe too. Also, leave a comment if you are new too, and say, so I can say welcome and stuff. That'd be great. Yeah, I got nothing else, guys. I really do. I really don't. I just wish that, carriers were better. Matchmaking was better. You know how annoying it is when you have, like, all day today, with like before Jason and I hung out, and then during me and Jason hanging out, we had one game where we were top tier. Every other game we were bottom tier, and it was a bad kind of bottom tier layout too, to where we were just hosed. Like when we were in our Clevelands, then we had like Montanas and Yamatos staring down our face. I mean, it was just brutal paddling is what we got today. But anyway, man, ramble. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you in the next episode. Whatever that is, I have no idea. Work is hell, just like war. And, yeah. Take care.